In today's Toon Tuesdays, we will be reviewing the fantastic 3 points against Leicester, as well as previewing the game tomorrow night against Crystal Palace. Eddie Howe has spoken about Bruno's desire to become a Newcastle legend, as well as providing a few injury updates. And I think we will see some lineup changes tomorrow night, so we'll talk about that, as well as give my prediction at the end of the video. So be sure to stick your predictions down in the comments below. And let's get on with it. Starting off with that fantastic win against Leicester on Sunday. Newcastle have 3 home games in a row, winning the first against Wolves, winning the second against Leicester, and have the third tomorrow night against Crystal Palace. Newcastle are undefeated in the Premier League for 2022 and have actually won the last 5 games at St James's Park, so it's been a pretty good place to watch football if you're a Newcastle fan. And again, Sunday was a fantastic experience. The crowd was incredible. War flags really helping build that atmosphere before and during the game. And obviously the scenes after the game with the last second winner from Bruno, not even last minute winner. It was overtime. It was 4 minutes at a time. I think it was 94 minutes and 10 seconds or something when he put the ball in the net. So yeah, it was big. And as I say, the first half was exciting. Obviously a goal either way. Bruno getting the first of his 2 goals, went to VAR, it got allowed. Then we went into the second half, really hoping to see a lot more. It was a bit quiet second half, really. I felt like, I thought a draw for us was still a great point on the board against a good Leicester side. And I thought that, Leicester are mid-table and really are concentrating on the Europa League conference. So I think both teams might have taken a point, to be honest. But Bruno had something different to say about that. Really busting a gut to get in that box. Willett came on as sub not too long before that and made an instant impact getting down that wing and crossing it in for, a stretched headed goal, top corner. The crowd goes wild. Fantastic end to the game. And again, bank holiday weekend, went out and celebrated it after as well. Eddie Howe spoke about the game in his press conference where he basically said the desire of the players to, push on and get that last minute goal was really something to pay attention to. He spoke about the fact that defensively, we played very well, but at times didn't quite have as much control over the game as we would like. Again, Leicester had the majority of possession in that game, and I think that's partially why the game did cool down quite a lot in the second half. They had all the ball. They were probably happy with the point. It was tough for us to really try and create as much moving into the end of the game, but thankfully we created just about enough for Bruno to put that ball in the back of the net in the last moments of the game. No surprise that Bruno was hot topic of conversation in the press conference following, a fantastic performance against Wolves as well the game before, and then scoring 2 goals against Leicester. Bruno actually came out following the game against Leicester expressing his desire to become a legend of Newcastle United, which Eddie Howe touched on, saying that that's just the kind of guy he is. He has that desire. He wants to be as good as he can be. And he spoke about Bruno in previous press conference, saying is that he's the perfect type of personality because off the pitch, he's a really friendly guy, really easy to get on with and train with, but he also has that fire in him to want to be the best he can be. And we've seen that in those last 2 games. 3rd home game in a row tomorrow night. We want to see him, work that magic again. And moving on to the game tomorrow night, Eddie Howe also expressed his desire to want to hit that 40-point mark. Newcastle are currently 37 points in the league now, actually joint points with Crystal Palace, who we play tomorrow night. That's 12 points ahead of the relegation zone. Nothing's mathematical yet, but I mean, it's looking pretty good, isn't it? And as I say, a win tomorrow night would put us at that 40-point mark. I was actually having a look online to see what's the most points a team's ever been relegated on. We talk about the magic 40, but in reality, it's been some time since you've even needed 40 points to stay in the league because things are so tight down the bottom of the Premier League these days. Eddie Howe also added with some injury updates. Now, we don't think that Fraser will be available for tomorrow night. We saw Willett come on at the end of the Leicester game. He'd been injured previously and got an assist to Bruno's goal. And there was also an update on Wilson and Trippier. No real news there, just that we still hope to see them on the pitch before the end of the season. Again, tomorrow night's game is at St James's Park and is the third home game in just over a week. Having won the first two against Wolves and Leicester, it will be great to see another win on the board. Eddie Howe spoke about the fact that he loves the nighttime games under the lights, and again is thanking the fans for what fantastic atmosphere we've had in the last few, and hopes to see the same tomorrow night. In terms of Crystal Palace, I don't think it's going to be an easy game by any stretch. I think Crystal Palace are a side that under Vieira have looked really good this season. I feel like he's getting a lot out of Zaha right now, and I believe has broken the record for the most goals / assists he's ever had in a season. So again, that shows how well he's playing right now. Obviously, Conor Gallagher is up for huge conversation, has been fantastic at Palace this season, on loan from Chelsea, and they are hoping to try and keep him at the end of the season as well. Similar to us trying to keep Matty Targett, the man on loan from Aston Villa. Targett actually came out, I hadn't planned to talk about this, Targett has come out and actually said he really hopes that something can get sorted out and that he can stay at the club. I think that will get sorted out. I imagine he will stay. The price tag is rumoured to be around 15 million. My only hope is that Villa don't try and milk us for a little bit more, to be honest, because he really has been that good. But getting back to Crystal Palace, in terms of their recent form, they did lose against Chelsea in the FA Cup semi-final at the weekend, and again, they had to do that without Conor Gallagher because he couldn't play against his parent club. But in terms of their Premier League form, they've been pretty decent. You know, of the last 5, they've drawn 2. One was against Burnley, but one was against Man City, that 0-0, where somehow they managed to keep them from scoring. They've won 2, one against Wolves and one against Arsenal, that 3-0 win that I'm sure Patrick Vieira was very happy with. And they've also lost one, which, funnily enough, is the last Premier League game they played, they lost against Leicester. So they lost against them, we beat them. And as I say, Newcastle have been on some great home form, but currently joint points with Crystal Palace. And again, it's the Premier League. You know, they're going to want to bounce back from a loss in the FA Cup at the weekend and try and fix that for their travelling fans. So it will be a close game. And in terms of the lineup, I think we will see some changes as well. Now, you don't want to change a winning side, and especially when someone like Bruno's playing so well, I fully expect him to start. But we saw Willett come on at the end of the game off the bench. We saw Dwight Gale get some game time. Now, he's someone that Eddie Howe has spoken about a lot in his press conferences. He's also spoken about Sean Longstaff and how he wants him to be a long-term fixture in the Newcastle side, but doesn't get really any game time. He's spoken about Lascelles and how fantastic he has been professionally as well. So I would not be surprised to see some of these guys getting some game time. Almiron, a player who really hadn't played under Eddie Howe at all, came on in the Wolves game and was brilliant. Probably one of the best games I've seen him play in a black and white top. And again, playing against Leicester was one of the other few players who I thought played really well. Special shout out for Kraft. What a game he played against Leicester. So we've got some great competition in there. We've got some players who are playing really well. I would not be surprised if we possibly saw Lascelles start, possibly see Sean Longstaff start. I don't know if Gale starting is a stretch, but you know, maybe we could see it happen. So let me know your thoughts on the lineup down below, as well as your prediction for tomorrow night's game. I have gone 1-0 Newcastle, but to be honest, at this point in the season where really I think we have the points, we have the safety, I want to see goals. You know, even if it was a draw, but it was 2-2, I want to see some excitement. Again, it's our 3rd home game in a row, and to top it off with a 3rd win in a row would be brilliant. So I'm hoping to see that. And again, we've got Norwich coming up on the Saturday as well, so 3 games in a week. That's why I think we will see some changes to the lineup. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on everything said in this video down below, as well as your predictions for the game. If you've not seen it already, be sure to check out my vlog from the game at the weekend. Definitely one of the better ones I've done this season, so a great watch if you haven't already. But thank you for watching. Loads of videos this week. There'll be the vlog at Crystal Palace game. There'll be vlogs and all sorts throughout the week, so be sure to stay tuned and subscribe if you haven't already. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you later.